Hello everybody, Tommyruin here and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be going over a tank build that I have started using in Project Ascension TBC. Now I am very new to tanking and I am especially new to tanking on a classless server. So if this isn't the best tank build ever, don't hate me for it. I'm still learning and I'm still trying to improve, but I've talked to a few tanks and got some tips, and I've also tanked a few heroics and haven't struggled really in any of them. I would say that compared to other tank builds out there, so compared to a bear tank, this build is not quite as good. Bears just seem to be better than shield and two-hand tanks right now in terms of survivability, but this does have a lot of damage reduction and it also has a lot of threat. So it is a very good tank, especially for running through the easier heroics and normal dungeons. It's perfect for that. So let's go over the abilities. I'll be putting a build link down in the description, so make sure to check that out when you are building your character. So starting in Hunter, we have Aspect of the Monkey with Aspect Mastery, which gives us 2% dodge and 4% damage reduction whilst Aspect of the Monkey is on us. In Paladin, we have Seal of the Righteousness. So this build is a holy tank build. It's very much like a Paladin shield tank build. So we've got Seal of the Righteousness for holy damage on hit. We've got Consecration for the AoE effect that it gives and will give us a lot of threat in AoE situations. And we've got Holy Wrath. Now, Holy Wrath is a massive ability for us. It does so much damage and it's on such a low cooldown and generates so much threat. And something else that I've noticed about doing dungeons in TBC is that a lot of the enemies are demons. So you also stun them whilst using Holy Wrath. And we are using Purifying Power in the Holy Tree to reduce the cooldown of our Holy Wrath by 50%. And it also reduces the mana cost of Holy Wrath and Consecration by 30%. So that is really nice. In the Protection Tree, we've got Devotion Aura, Divine Protection, and Righteous Fury. So Devotion Aura is just an armor proc effect. We've got, sorry, not an armor proc effect. It's an armor aura. It gives us a lot of armor whilst we're in Devotion Aura. We've got Divine Protection, which is a 50% damage reduction cooldown, and it's on a 2-minute cooldown, and this is a really nice DR cooldown that we can use if we're taking some heavy hits. We've got Righteous Fury, which increases our threat generated by holy abilities by 40%. Now, because we are holy, this does a lot of threat for us, and we're beefing it up with Improved Righteous Fury, which increases the threat bonus of Righteous Fury by 30%. And it also increases the damage reduction we have. It reduces the damage we take by 3%. Next to that, we've got Toughness, which increases our armor value by 10% and increases our threat again by 10%. So we're already at 80% increased threat from Improved Righteous Fury, Toughness, and Righteous Fury. Next up, we have Blessing of Sanctuary. Blessing of Sanctuary increases strength and stamina of all targets by 5. And when we dodge, parry, or block, we get 2% of our maximum mana. Now that's really important. It's a great way for us to generate mana. So Blessing of Sanctuary is a really good one to pick up for a tank. And because most of our abilities are mana based, we're using Hammer of the Righteous, we're using Consecration, we're using Holy Wrath, it's really important to be able to maintain your mana. I've picked up Sacred Duty for the 4% stamina increase and also the 60-second cooldown reduction on Divine Protection. So we can use that every 2 minutes rather than every 3 minutes. Spiritual Attunement, again, if you're struggling with mana, this is a good one to pick up because it gives you mana equal to 10% of the amount healed, but not your own. Holy Shield is a great block chance increase cooldown on a very low cooldown, so you want to keep this up as much as possible. And it also does holy damage to enemies that hit you. So when you are tanking a group of mobs, you want to pop your Holy Shield, and when you block, you'll be dealing damage to them as well. We've got Redoubt, which is a proc that increases your block value by 20. And when you are damaged, you have a 10% chance to increase your chance to block by a further 30%. So it gives you 20% block value, and then you get a 30% increased chance to block when you are attacked by melee and ranged attacks. We then got Hammer of the Righteous, which is a really nice ability on a 6-second cooldown, and it attacks 1 target and 2 extra targets, doing holy damage based on your weapon damage. In the Priest tree, I've picked up Holy Nova, and I will explain why when we go over the random enchants. In Rogue, I've picked up Kick, because it's always good to have an interrupt, and then I've picked up Cheat Death to give us that survivability, and it will reduce all damage we take by 50% when we get down to 15% of our total health. So this is a lifesaver, basically. In Shaman, I've gone for Flame Tongue Weapon to increase our spell power. That will boost out the damage of our Consecration, our Holy Wrath, and our Hammer of the Righteous, and it will generate extra threat doing that. We've also got Mental Quickness to increase our spell power again, and this is again just to increase the threat that we generate because we'll be doing more damage with our spells. In Warlock, we've got Drained Soul so that we can summon our Void Walker, and we've got Demon Skin to increase the health gain and also give us the extra armor. We've then got the Demon package, so we've got Demonic Embrace and Soul Link. So Soul Link, while active, 6% of all damage taken by the caster is taken by your Void Walker instead. So this shares the damage that you take with the Void Walker, and then Demonic Embrace increases that to 12% damage shared. We've then got Master Demonologist, which, with a Void Walker active, reduces physical damage taken by 10%. So that's effectively 22% damage reduction from these talents in Demonology Warlock. In Destruction Warlock, I've taken Nether Protection, which reduces periodic spell damage taken by 6%, and then the Capstone bonus, which they've added in, gives you a 20% chance when being hit with a spell to gain Nether Protection, which reduces all damage by that spell school by 10%. So that's really nice. It procs really often, and it gives you 10% DR on a specific spell school. In the Warrior tree then, I've put 1 point into Weapon Mastery to increase our expertise when we are blocked, parried, or dodged, and it also reduces our disarm, which is quite nice. In the Protection Warrior tree then, we've got Defensive Stance, and we will be sat in Defensive Stance the whole time because it increases our threat again, and it also allows us to use some very nice cooldowns. So we've got Shield Block, which increases our chance to block by 25% and our block value by 50%, so that's really big, and it's on a low cooldown. We've got Taunt, so if a mob goes astray, we can bring it back to us. Revenge is our rage dump effectively, and it's only usable after the warrior blocks, dodges, or parries, but because we are a block shield tank, that happens quite a lot. And then we got Shield Wall, which is a big cooldown, and it reduces our damage taken by 60% for 12 seconds. We've then got Shield Specialization in the Prot Warrior tree, which increases our chance to block by 10%, and we have a 100% chance to generate 5 rage when we block, parry, or dodge. This keeps us rage topped basically all the time. We've got Improved Revenge, which increases the damage of our revenge by 20%, and it causes us to strike an additional target with revenge. It means that we can cleave more with our revenges. Shield Mastery increases our block value by 10% and reduces the cooldown of Shield Block by 20%. So we can use Shield Block more quickly. It's normally on a 60-second cooldown. Toughness increases the armor value from our items by 6%, so it makes us tankier, increases our stamina by 3%, and then again increases our block value by 6%. Improved Defensive Stance reduces all damage we are taking in Defensive Stance by 5%, and it gives us a chance when we are attacked to enrage us, causing 10% more physical damage. We have Vigilance, which reduces the threat of our target that we cast it on by 10%, and if that target is attacked, we get Taunt Refresh so we can bring him back to us. We have Critical Block, which gives us a 50% chance to block 150% of the normal amount, and this doesn't work against players, but it's a really nice way of blocking extra damage. And then we have Damage Shield, so when we take direct damage from a melee attack, we cause damage equal to 10% of our block value. So the higher the block value, which we've increased with talents such as Toughness, gives us more damage done by Damage Shield, and it really does add up when you pump out the damage. One thing I forgot, in the Discipline tree, we've got Pain Suppression, which reduces our damage taken by 40%, which is a really nice cooldown that we can use. So let's take a look at the random enchants. So what I am using is Eldritch Knight currently because that gives us mana back when we melee. However, if you are fine for mana, then I recommend Purification by Light, because that means your damaging abilities have a chance to exercise the target and cause them to cast a consecration effect on their location. So that means that you'll generate more threat and do more damage with this random enchant. For my epic random enchant, I have Blaze Ward, which deals fire damage when we're hit. It's a proc effect. We have Blunt Force Trauma, which our damage shield causes physical trauma to the target, making it bleed for 9 seconds. This effect stacks 5 times and generates extra threat. So this is a really nice effect that generates extra threat, and they take more damage from damage shield. So it increases the damage our damage shield does and generates a lot of threat. So it's really nice. It works on single target, and then if you tab target the mobs, it works really nicely on packs as well. Finally, for our epics, we've got Pious Strikes. Now, we picked up Holy Nova, and we're not going to be casting that, but Pious Strikes, when our Hammer of the Righteous ability deals damage, it triggers a Holy Nova-like effect on all targets affected, and it's based on the highest known rank of Holy Nova. So when we do our Hammer of the Righteous, it also casts a Holy Nova, which, again, is really nice extra damage. The other random enchants that I'm running are Purifying Power, which again reduces the mana cost of Consecration and reduces the cooldown of Holy Wrath by 15% when we have 3 of them. I'm running Critical Block, which increases our critical block effect, so we have a 10% chance to block double the normal amount, which is again really nice damage reduction and survivability. We've got Shield Specialization, which increases our chance to block with a shield by 1%. We've got Hasty Shield Block, which reduces the cooldown of Shield Block by 3 seconds, stacked up 3 times, that's 9 seconds. So my Shield Block currently is on a 29-second cooldown, which is really nice with quite high uptime. It lasts for 10 seconds, so we've got effectively 20 seconds of downtime on Shield Block, which I'm filling with Holy Shields right now. So they're the random enchants that I run. What I'm doing currently as a tank is I'm going in and I am casting a Consecration. I'm popping my Holy Shield before I go in as a bit of damage reduction. And then I'm using Holy Wrath and Hammer the Righteous on cooldown and filling with Revenge when needed. We've obviously got all our buffs up. We've got the Void Walker up with Soul Link to give us that really beefy damage reduction. And then when we're taking some heavy hits, we've got a lot of cooldown options to cycle through. So we've got Pain Suppression, we've got the Void Walker Shield, we've got Divine Protection, we've got Shield Wall. There's so much damage reduction cooldowns that you've got in this spec that you can cycle through them effectively and effectively never run out of them. For my armor, I'm currently running the Righteous Armor, which is the Protection Paladin tier set from Dungeons. Now this gives intellect, it gives spell power, and it also gives defense rating. So it's quite a nice one to pick up if you want to go down the spell power tank route. For my stat allocation, I've been toying between going intellect for the increased spell damage or strength for the increased block value. Currently, I am going strength because I need the damage reduction, but in later tiers it might be better to switch to intellect when you can get more spell damage and you are a bit tankier and you survive a lot better. So that is what I've been doing as a tank in TBC. There are definitely other tanks out there, and like I said, if you want a solid tank that is just much better than all the other options out there, I'd look towards Bear. But if you're looking for a fun thematic build, I definitely recommend checking out this Holy Sword and Board Warrior. But that is all from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.